And the house.
Moscow is on fire again. A massive fire has broken out at the elite Rublioka bathhouses. A complex covering 7,000 square meters is burning. Hundreds of people are being evacuated, and at the same time, a series of explosions is sweeping across Russia. Oil refineries are burning, oil depots are detonating, S-400 radars and launchers have been destroyed. The Trans-Siberian Railway has been paralyzed. Ukrainian special services are carrying out targeted strikes while the Kremlin tries to conceal the scale of the failure. Let's break it down step by step. Friends, please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and let me know in the comments where you're watching us from. Let's sort it out step by step right now. Well, friends, hello. Moscow is ablaze. Luxury Rublioka bathhouses have caught fire in the Moscow suburbs. The Malevich baths, which were built for 2 billion rubles. Hundreds of people have been evacuated. The area of the fire is growing, but that's just the tip of the iceberg.
The fire safety system isn't working at all.
At all. Just sparks and open flames?
My dear comrades, not everyone truly made it out alive. At least the relentless chaos unfortunately continues on.
The Ukrainian armed forces and drones have launched a new wave of strikes on key Russian targets.
That's an empty lot back there.
Look at their eyes. I wonder where you're running off to.
My God, this is just terrible. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out!
Check, maybe there's something in the news.
S-400 systems were destroyed in Novorossiysk. Refineries in Saratov and Ryazan detonated, and a powerful explosion completely stopped traffic on the Trans-Siberian Railway. We attacked the Trans-Siberian Railway. This is just spectacular, friends. Russia is losing radars, oil ports, infrastructure, fuel, missiles, and air defense systems. And the Kremlin pretends that nothing is happening. Now I'll show you exactly where the strikes were carried out, what was destroyed, and how this affects the war. Let's watch.
Where is that? That's in the empty lot back there.
God, this is just something terrible. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, let's go, let's go!
Damn, the blazing, fiery sun caught fire on the very edge of the horizon, painting the sky with brilliant, vivid colors.
Let's start with something pleasant. Roman Sever always says, you have to hit the Rublioka baths. Without a doubt, this is most likely sabotage by our well-wishers, as Roman Grigorievich says, those who care. Here they are. The elite Rublioka baths, which are on fire. Otkla woke up in the darkness. In the Moscow suburbs, Malevich's elite baths are burning. A facility that was opened with great pomp in October of 25. The cost is over 2 billion rubles. The source of the fire is the boiler room, the steam room section. Most likely, State Duma deputies or Russian officials used to steam there. The complex is 7,000 square meters. The burned area already exceeds hundreds of square meters. 130 people have been evacuated. Panic, smoke, cold, confusion. All in all, a feast for the eyes. For Moscow residents, this story was a blow to the shiny facade so diligently crafted by the city authorities. Expensive complexes, luxury, victory will be ours. Victory will be ours. But behind the facade, bathhouses are burning, houses are collapsing, and oil refineries are exploding.
Home, sweet home, invest wisely, propose a plan.
And this is just the beginning. My favorite topic is Novorossiysk. -4 S-400 systems. Ukrainian drones delivered one of the most painful blows to the Russian air defense system. According to the SBU, 4 S-400 launchers were destroyed, 2 early warning radars burned down, and the military unit's infrastructure suffered serious damage. The detonation lasted for several hours. The SE-400 is, in fact, the pride of the Russian army. Each of these systems costs hundreds of millions of dollars. Yes, we did it. And now there are 4 launchers that simply no longer exist. Russia is forced to pull equipment from deep within the country. The cherry on top, a strike on the oil infrastructure in Sheskharis, Saratov, and Ryazan. Ukrainian defense forces carried out a multi-layered operation. Novorossiysk, oil loading port. The Sheskharis terminal is on fire. The UN has suspended exports. This is one of the largest oil loading complexes in the south of Russia. Russian troops also refueled from here. Today, he suspended the export of petroleum products. The armed forces of Ukraine struck S-400 launchers, missile storage facilities, fuel and lubricant sites, and oil tanks. Huge tongues of flame can be seen in satellite images. Look at this footage.
They're aiming right at the house. All right. Hey, Vlad, step back. We're about to...
Where's that going?
That's to the empty lot back there.
Damn, this is just awful.
Get out! Get out! Get out! Come on, let's go!
The Saratov oil refinery. The plant processes almost 5 million tons of oil per year, but after a precise strike by Special Operations Forces, a massive fire broke out at the facility. Storage tanks, pipelines, and the primary processing unit were burning. This is one of the key hubs supplying the Russian army with fuel. The Ryazan oil refinery is one of the largest in Russia, processing up to 17 million tons per year. At night, residents of Ryazan heard explosions. They saw pillars of fire. Governor Malkov, as usual, claimed that 25 drones were shot down. These are the wreckage. But eyewitness footage shows the opposite, a direct hit and a fire breaking out. The cherry on top, the Trans-Siberian Railway is blocked. A key artery. Gore carried out a special operation that paralyzed traffic on the Trans-Siberian Railway, the main route through which the Kremlin receives weapons and ammunition from North Korea. As a result of the explosion, a freight train derailed, the railway tracks were damaged, and traffic was disrupted, completely halted. This is a blow to logistics that Russia can barely withstand. Long-range Neptunes, a new weapon in action. Ukraine has officially used long-range Neptunes, modified long-distance missiles. These missiles break through defenses, strike hundreds of kilometers away, and destroy infrastructure that Russia considers invulnerable. The GUR released exclusive footage of the operation, and it became one of the most discussed topics in the Russian segment. Solovyov, of course, is traditionally furious.
I'm in a state of mild rage.
In the past 24 hours, Moscow is burning, refineries are detonating, the country's S-4s in Russia have been destroyed, they're hitting radar stations, and the Trans-Siberian Railway is paralyzed. Oil depots and refineries are ablaze in the south and center of Russia, and the UAPS oil port has been attacked. The air defense system can't cope, the Kremlin is in a panic, and Russian propaganda is trying to explain everything as falling debris. But for some reason, this debris lands precisely on S-400s, refineries, military units, and oil terminals. Friends, now let's traditionally take a look at a breakdown of top-tier Russian propaganda. Leave a like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, do Shastlivik, and write a few words in support of Ukraine in the comments. Glory to Ukraine. Glory to the heroes. We will definitely win.
It's no wonder that people then run to upper Lars, children included. They have a feminine behavioral model. They grew up with their mother. That's normal. I'm not even judging them. They saw a feminine behavioral model, so in a critical situation, they don't go to defend the country. They don't go to protect their family. They, hide. I'm done. We have to change this. Russia is in trouble. We are dying out.
I'm currently in a state of mild yet significant rage right now. Just yesterday, for some inexplicable reason, there was a public presentation of a new humanoid robot in our country. And yes, we've actually already had such advanced robots before. We've proudly shown them off. There was, for instance, Fedor, the well-known robot. He performed various tasks, and he was primarily a manipulator, quite adept at his functions. Listen, can someone just explain what you're doing, huh? I mean, what are you doing and why? The company was just recently founded, so they went ahead and showed off here, there. How wonderful. The money has already been allocated. I can't use foul language, but there's a lot I'd like to say so everyone would understand. And so to the sound of rock music, they bring out onto the stage a Russian person, an idol. Two guys walk with him, and basically he just falls flat on his face. They pick him up also to music and lead him away. Now there are three of them, and the main thing is hurry up, let's get the materials. Was this a film about how to steal government or private money? What was all this about anyway? According to the general director, the idol Vladimir Vitukin says the localization level has already reached 77%, with a target of 93%. The company LLC Idol was registered just a few months ago, but has already received support from a new technological coalition that includes leading Russian IT and robotics companies. A source in the market told RIA Novosti that Idol's value could range from 100 to 300 million rubles. I understand that Vladimir Vitukin will try to reach out to me to explain why. Why so early? Vladimir, why did you come out on stage? Why did you show this embarrassment? It's at the level of a children's toy, and the price too. Someone somehow found out about it. What is your goal? To compromise the entire Russian IT and robotics industry. Meanwhile, the Kung Fu robot of the renowned Elon Musk, who personally encounters our esteemed idol, who then completely collapses at the mere and sudden sight of the formidable American robot. And if all our scientific and technological developments are at the same level as in the West, then I have only one question. When will there be arrests and executions in our country?
You look at the people of Donbass and you realize they don't need much. They're ready to make do with little. They say, just give us water for at least 30 minutes a day. They're willing to endure all these hardships for one thing, for a great victory.
You think 30 minutes a day? No, they don't even ask for that. They get water just twice a week. But that's not the most important thing. Our guys are bringing victory closer, and victory will be ours.
What is profoundly said and widely understood about women? What are her fundamental and essential roles, that is to say, the inherent and natural abilities divinely instilled within her by God Almighty? It is her sacred calling to be a devoted wife, to be a nurturing mother, to be a truly enchanting domestic fairy, the gracious and capable mistress of the entire household. And in many ancient and wise books, there is a beautiful term. It's used in a figurative and metaphorical sense to be a veritable goddess. But we are absolutely not giving it any religious or theological meaning whatsoever. It's more profoundly about the deep understanding that a woman possesses the remarkable capacity to genuinely make another human being profoundly happy and truly fulfilled. A woman shouldn't have to work, but
There aren't any more people. Vladimir Vladimirovich.
That's why they're trying to bring in British troops to the border with Belarus and French troops to the south. And that's when we'll hit them and the coffins will start flying. If there's even anything left to bury after tactical nuclear weapons are used, that's what they've brought the country to. And now the Ukrainians who are dying at the front, who are just being ground into dust, is this what they're fighting for? So that their sisters, wives, daughters end up working as prostitutes in German brothels while they're being sent to the slaughter. No one in this world cares about the fate of Ukraine except for Russia and the Ukrainian people. But our Ukrainian people are already here. And those who are still there, I don't care about them at all. Not a single one. There's not a single one left there. For me, there isn't a single one left over there. Maybe 100 people hiding underground. They applauded when they entered the Kursk province. They rejoiced. They continue to support the Nazis with their taxes. They will all be held accountable for this, except for those who realize it in time and repent, who leave Ukraine, or make an effort to prove that they are against this Nazi regime. The Prime Minister decides nothing. There isn't a single dumb beast that hasn't been Prime Minister of Great Britain. That is, they just went through a series of people who were more popular than this guy from India.
Clearly, it's the financial elites. By the way,
Speaking of Vladimir Vladimirovich's prophetic qualities, do you understand today what will happen in 2030?
I think more or less it will be the same. I just understand what I would like to achieve as a result of all this confrontation. That is, it's clear that we can't achieve a military victory right now for a variety of reasons. But I would like our turn toward the global south not to look like an imitation. I would like us to actually establish the kinds of military strategic cooperation agreements that we made with North Korea, with a number of Latin American regimes, primarily those in the Red Belt, Cuba, Venezuela, Nicaragua. All these countries are waiting for our help and are counting on it. And these are really the strongest trump cards in the game with Trump. Because how are we playing with Trump right now? We do something small and then look over at Trump. Like we sign new agreements with Africa, with India, and keep glancing at him. But when we stop glancing at him and just turn our backs and start actually doing this, if we bring in 25,000 Cubans for the war, set up 4 military bases in Venezuela, then someone will come knocking on our door and say, guys, let's make a deal. Well, it's clear that you're up to something. This sense of samurai-like recklessness, which, by the way, North Korea has, is something Russia needs. At least in some, but
we are getting closer to this.
The universe is pushing us toward it. We're trying our hardest to renegotiate, but no one is willing to renegotiate with us. No one has met us halfway, not even a single step. So for the past 2 or 3 years, we've been telling everyone, let's do it this way, here and there, we'll give this back to you. We won't go there, we won't denazify here, we won't overthrow Zelensky and so on. We won't use very big bombs. But no one is willing to meet us halfway. Again, Trump said, no Donbas, no Zaporizhzhia, no Kherson, nothing like that. Just make peace somehow so that Trump can get the Nobel Prize. And then, well, we'll see how things go from there. We'll see how it goes. That's it. Our friendly proposal just crashes into this wall.
There isn't a single dumb brute who hasn't been Prime Minister of the UK. I mean, they've just gone through a string of people, each one less popular than this guy from
India.
The fate of Ukraine in general doesn't concern anyone in this world except Russia and the Ukrainian people. Only the Ukrainian people. Ours are already here. And those who are still there, I honestly don't care about them at all. Not a single one. There's not a single one left there. For me, there isn't a single one left there. Maybe 100 people underground at most. They applauded the entry into the Kursk region. They were happy about it. They continue to support the Nazis with their taxes. They will all be held accountable for this. Except for those who realize in time and repent, leave Ukraine or make an effort to prove that they are against this Nazi regime. I'm in a state of mild rage. Yesterday, for some reason, there was a presentation of a humanoid robot in our country. Before this, we already had such robots, we showed them off. There was Fedor, he did something there. Listen, who are you trying to fool? Just explain what you're doing, huh? You can't swear, but a lot could be said so that everyone would understand. To the sound of rock music, they bring out the Russian human idol onto the stage. 2 guys walk with him, and of course he just falls flat on his face. It was like filming a movie about how to steal government or private money. That's what all of this was about. That's what this endless disgrace was about. Meanwhile, Chinese comrades. Honestly, I'm so filled with hatred, I'm at a loss for words. China unveiled their next product. Here, take a look. The Chinese presented a new humanoid robot. Not with a nice Russian name. Idol. They just cut it off and showed it. This is what it looks like. Tell me, can we compare the gait of the 2 robots? Why did you put on this disgrace for the whole world to see? According to Idol's CEO, Vladimir Vytukin, the localization level has already reached 77%, with a target of 93%. The company LLC Idol was registered just a few months ago. However, it has already received support from a new technological coalition that includes leading Russian IT and robotics companies. A source from RIA Novosti in the market reported that the cost of Idol could range from 100 to 300 million rubles. Why did you display this rather embarrassing spectacle? This, my friends, is none other than Elon Musk's advanced Optimus robot. It's currently dancing, showcasing its capabilities, and then, just a mere few days later, the very same robot. Everything about it is clearly visible, isn't it? Performing its tasks. And notice, there's no music for its arms, no people walking alongside. Isn't that right? None of that is there. There's just some funny guy, Elon Musk, who's showing what his robot can do. And now, on the battlefield, Elon Musk's robot, a Chinese robot, and idle face-off. Well, first of all, it'll be immediately obvious that idle needs to be accompanied by two people in costume. They have to hold idle's head, because otherwise it just falls over. And next to them is Elon Musk's dancing robot. But everything's fine with us.